Picture this. Your child's school is crumbling, and there's not enough money to fix it. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, for many parents in England, this nightmare is becoming a reality. Schools across the country are facing a staggering £200 million cut to rebuilding projects next year. This alarming figure comes from the Liberal Democrats' analysis of the official numbers from the budget. But here's the kicker. The Chancellor didn't even mention these cuts in his budget statement. Instead, he committed to keeping spending on public services 1% above inflation. That's cold comfort to parents whose children are attending schools in need of urgent repairs. And it doesn't stop there. Many schools have been found to contain unsafe reinforced concrete, a problem that was popular a few decades ago, but now poses a significant risk to the structural integrity of these buildings. So, as we can see, the situation is dire and it's only set to get worse. Now, let's delve deeper into how these cuts are affecting school infrastructure. When it comes to school rebuilding, the National Audit Office has sounded the alarm, warning that we're falling behind the required level. Here's a staggering fact. 1 in 4 schools are past their design life. That's a quarter of all schools in a state of disrepair, infrastructures aging beyond their intended lifespan. But the issue runs deeper than just aging buildings. A lurking danger has surfaced, that of unsafe, reinforced concrete. This isn't a small problem tucked away in a corner. It's a widespread issue that's forcing many children out of their regular classrooms and into temporary ones. Imagine the disruption, the constant upheaval, and the impact on learning. What's being done about it, you ask? Well, back in 2020, a school rebuilding program was launched with great fanfare. The promise was to refurbish and rejuvenate our ailing school infrastructures. However, progress has been painfully slow. Out of 400 schools identified for this program, only 4 have been completed. The pace is lagging far behind the need, and with each passing day, the gap only widens. The cuts to school funding are not just numbers on a balance sheet. They translate into real-world consequences, affecting the very spaces where our children learn and grow. The school is more than a building. It's a nurturing environment that shapes young minds. When we neglect our school infrastructure, we risk compromising the quality of education and, ultimately, our children's future. Clearly, the impact of these cuts is far-reaching and potentially devastating. But this isn't just about schools. This is about a wider issue of government spending and priorities. When we delve deeper into the heart of the matter, it's clear that the situation with school funding is symptomatic of a broader issue. Many critics have pointed their fingers at the government, arguing that there's been a neglect of school funding. But the implications of this extend beyond the school gates. This isn't just about the walls of our classrooms or the state of our playgrounds. This is about the future of our nation, our children. When we fail to invest adequately in our schools, we're essentially compromising on the future of our children and, by extension, the future of our society. Furthermore, this problem is not confined to the education sector. This issue of underfunding and neglect is also reflected in other areas of public service. The National Health Service, for instance, is also grappling with challenges, some of which can be traced back to inadequate government spending. And let's not forget about the mammoth task of navigating the post-Brexit landscape. These are all substantial issues that the UK is currently facing, and they all underscore the urgent need for a comprehensive review of government spending and priorities. Now let's bring our focus back to the schools. The discovery of unsafe reinforced concrete in many school buildings has led to a significant safety crisis. The estimated repair cost, over £3.1 billion. Yes, you heard it right, over £3 billion. That's a hefty price tag for a problem that could have potentially been avoided with better planning and foresight. So, what are we really dealing with here? This isn't merely a case of crumbling school buildings or budget cuts. This is about a society grappling with the consequences of short-sighted decisions and misplaced priorities. As we can see, this crisis is not just about schools. It's about our children's future and the society we want to build. So what can we do about it? How can we ensure our children's schools are safe and fit for purpose? It's time for us to step up and take action. We can start by raising awareness about the urgent need for increased school funding. By talking to our friends, neighbors, and coworkers, we can spread the word about the current state of our schools. We can also get involved in local and national campaigns. There are numerous organizations dedicated to improving school infrastructure. They need our support, whether it's through donations, volunteer work, or simply sharing their cause on social media. But perhaps the most powerful tool we have is our voice. We can write to our local representatives, or even to the Chancellor himself, expressing our concerns and urging them to prioritize school funding. It may seem like a small step, but when enough of us speak up, our leaders will have to listen. In the end, it's about more than just buildings. It's about providing our children with the safe, inspiring environment they need to learn and grow. So let's get to work. Remember, change is possible when we stand up and make our voices heard. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this and other important issues.